Well, friends, here's a little introduction. After about 10, 12 years, when I had published the two guides, the Word of Gord on the meaning of life and the Word of Gord on the afterlife, I thought it was time for a reboot and reclassified them as Kindle Unlimited titles on Amazon. So if you're a subscriber, you can download them for free. And if you're not, you can still get them at a very good price. The reason I did these years ago was I'd done the Afterlife trilogy, which is fairly extensive. And when you include all three titles, and also the novel An American in Heaven. So I thought, how can I sum up what I've learned in, 100 pages or less? And that's just what I did. And I think if you're new to this, you'll get a lot of chuckles out of this. It's taking the low road as opposed to the high road. And let me just give you a quick sample from the Word of Gord on the afterlife. It's a sort of a Q&A. Okay, let's do a quick run-through of consensus realities just to avoid confusion. Okay. Right, lots of them. Huge swaths of the spirit world are consensus realities that have existed for centuries. Most of Earth countries exist in astral form there, and probably a handful that don't. More exotic and beautiful, of course, but recognizable. And there are religious heavens, Catholic Spain, Buddhist Thailand, Hindu India, Presbyterian, whatever. They are very well established, and their inhabitants are true believers who are convinced they have arrived at the final and true destination, and to be frank, are mighty relieved to think so. All that doubt and anxiety is finished for them, at least for the first stretch anyway. Later, however, you want to define later in a world without time, that can change in the same way it does here, when anxiety is quelled and ennui slips in before serenity comes to call. So, you're telling me the rebels and those easily bored with heavenly joys start to question their assumptions about what's really there and what's fantasy? When someone, freshly dead and more curious than average, finds, either through personal experimentation or taking a class, that they can create stuff, seemingly organic like leaves or inorganic like plastic or marble, and later, with practice, build small structures but cannot replace the structures like landscapes or buildings already established within the communities they have settled in, but yet can watch as teams of what appear to be advanced psychic architects remove and then replace complex architectural structures like hospitals and ornamental gardens. They have to wonder about the exact nature of matter and how and why it knits together or dematerializes. And then at some point they find out or are told that the humanoid frame that they inhabit is as fluid and remodelable as anything else. Well, all that kind of takes the wind out of your sails as to what's real and what's not. All right, so then what do? Question, explore, ponder. Just like here, there are remote mountainous areas where they can be solitary and contemplate the various existences they have passed through and witnessed. Best part is they don't need food and there's no real cold. And as they think over what they've seen and done, trying to sort out what it all signifies, if anything, they notice that the images they see and feel sometimes seem superfluous. And that light itself, the light that illuminates the living images, is actually more what? Rewarding to contemplate. So they begin to immerse themselves in that light. And the more they give themselves up to its energy, the more they feel that they are themselves light. Not bodies, not emotions, not thoughts, but light. How does that grab you? A little tempting snippet for you, friends. And the ebook is available, as I promised 5 minutes ago. Enjoy.